right, first things first. Let's just breathe for a second. Let's breathe. Let's take some deep breaths. I'm doing this for myself and I'm doing it for you, mostly you. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't need to breathe too. One more time. Okay. Hey y'all, it's your favorite baby-faced adult, Monty, coming back at you with another video. Got a bag rolling in the wind. It's very windy today. I would have had some sunlight on my face so you can really see me, but however, it is hot. It's hot. It's September. Should be getting a little burr out here, but it's not. I swear to gosh, if another ant bites me, I'm out here getting bitten by ants. Got 5 mosquito bites on my back. Not too much dilly-dally. You know, I feel like this is a bit of an unorthodox, a little less organized of a wellness check-in because, according to y'all, and I can even see that, is like a FaceTime call. I'm calling you, hey, ring, ring, pick up, let's talk, let's check in. Life has been crazy. Life has been so much going on, and it is unfortunate that this is just this is the age we're all really seeing the world for what it is, you know, and I feel you guys. I feel you. I see you. I understand you. This bag is really it's really going. I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with mental health, you know, so I feel like this is more than just a mental wellness check-in. I feel like this is also a mental health check-in, you know. It is Suicide Prevention Month, and you know, I've seen some videos about it, but on my side of social media, there wasn't much conversation. Maybe most of the conversation happened earlier in the month. And because of the climate of today's society, anybody that deals with things internally, that could weigh on you. And I'm not saying that's the reason. Personal reasons could be the reason you deal with mental issues, but it just seems like every time life is going left or right or going crazy, we're all affected up here. Especially those that deal with depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and that's just to name a few, but it's a lot. I am somebody that struggles with anxiety. I am somebody that struggles with depression, and I probably have some undiagnosed ADHD. It's not that, probably I do. So for this wellness check-in, I'm checking in on you guys, letting you guys know that I see you. I asked you guys yesterday on Instagram if you guys would feel comfortable, you know, telling me some things that you're struggling with, and I would talk about it. Got a few, you know, not a whole bunch, but enough to make a video. So I ain't gonna lie, Instagram was messing with me with my whole views, because I usually get a certain amount, bro. It didn't even break into the triple digits, and I get triple digits. But in the case that you see this and you're like, I would have participated, I'm so sorry. This won't be the last time I do that. Blame the algorithm. And blame myself, because maybe sometimes when you're not as active, Instagram just kind of basically restarts your junk and you have to do it all over again. So, but I did take the time to reach out or, you know, post on my story. So those of you guys that decided to, I want to thank you so much for your vulnerability, and thank you so much for putting it out there. And, you know, it's hard to really just say that this is what I'm feeling. It's hard to really just say that I'm dealing with trauma. It's so much. And the point of a wellness check-in is to really check in. So I thank you guys so much for checking in with me, and I'm checking in with y'all. So let's get started on the first one. So I've made the executive decision to keep everybody anonymous. You know, but it's okay. So if this is you, this is you. But if it's, you know, oh my God, if this is you, hey you, okay? So this sunflower said, I'm losing my marbles and I fear I'm slowly feeling antisocial. Well, me too. One thing that I try to do when I realize, or when I feel like I'm losing my mind a little bit, is to really do something that is human-esque, if you will. Like yesterday, I wasn't really feeling the best. I came outside and I have some beautiful flowers in front of me, and I looked at them. I took some pictures. I looked at the sky. I really took the time to be like, okay, what would I do? as a human? Like, what can I do that is so simple and so pleasing to me as a human? And I went outside. When you're really up here, you really have to remove yourself from the situation. So if you're inside feeling that way, go outside. If you're outside feeling that way, go inside. But sometimes inside is not really our best friend. Outside is, which is why sometimes I try to film outside. It feels great, it's hot, but there's butterflies, there's ants that are biting me, but that lets me know that I'm alive. When you're losing your mind too, it's good to have some hobbies. It's good to have something that you enjoy to really get your mind off of everything that's going on. Whether it's painting, filming, gaming, walking, you have to find some leisure that takes the pressure off your mind. And sometimes I would say choose an activity that doesn't require so much thinking. It doesn't require so much like thought process and so much effort. Something that's just something you can do effortlessly that relieves the pressure off your mind. And that is usually what helps me. And I know most people to not lose their mind. Take a step back from social media. There's so much negativity going on right now. There's nothing good on there. Put the phone down, put the phone down. Find something human to do. And I mean that because I feel like sometimes we are in a digital age, and I'm talking to you digitally, but I'm also encouraging you to be human. Like, take a walk, go to a coffee shop, get some lunch. Don't be scared to sit by yourself. Like, if you gotta eat lunch by yourself, eat lunch by yourself. People do it all the time. But like, be human so you don't lose your mind. Remember why you're here. Touch yourself. Touch yourself. Touch your face. Touch your body. You're here. Like, remember why you're here. Like, remember what's going on. Like, be like, oh my God, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. That helps me. Talk to yourself out loud. You may look crazy like me right now, talking to the camera, but talk to yourself out loud. Like, when you're losing your mind like that, remember why you're here. Remember why you're here. Don't get trapped up here. You're here. We're here. We're out here. We're alive, okay? And sometimes that's what you need to hear when you feel like, oh my God, the pressures of life is really just on me. No, you're alive. You are alive. So, really, I mean, be human. Remember you're human. Remember that. I fear I'm slowly becoming antisocial. Same thing though. Like, the same thing applies. I just feel like it is hard nowadays to make friends, but be intentional. Like, if you have an interest in something, maybe look up some local clubs, conventions, or just go outside. And like, I don't know, if you're an artist, go to some art events. If you're a gamer, go to some gaming events. If you like, I don't know, pottery, go to a pottery class. If you like yoga, go to yoga class. 9 times out of 10, there's somebody there that is more talkative to you. So, they'll introduce themselves and they'll help you get acclimated to the scene. But there's also somebody that's brand new, just like you, every day trying something new. And I feel like that is a lost art form, is actually going outside and making friends. And I'm got a lot of online friends, and I love y'all. I really do, and I appreciate y'all. And I look forward to seeing y'all. But sometimes you do have to make friends outside of social media. You do have to really go back to the sandbox with it. Really go back to the playground with it. As adults, like, where do adults hang out? I mean, and outside of bars and clubs. Like, no, we ain't gotta do all that. Like, I ain't saying, like, there's better ways to make friends outside of the bar and clubs, but go old school with it. Hit up an old friend. Like, really just be like, okay, make it intentional to go outside, try something new. And then it's easier when you're in a space where all of you have the same interest. It gets a little easier. But I'm being so serious. Like, get outside of social media. I feel like a lot of us that deal with mental health, we got to get outside of our phones. Got to get outside of that internet. And remember that this is what matters. And it's so simple. Like, the clouds are fluffy. That's what matters. The flowers are blooming and dying at the same time. But that's what matters. There's ants and there's butterflies. There's dragonflies. That's what matters. There's cars going. Where are the cars going? Like, this is what matters, okay? Make it your business to even strike up a conversation with people. Get used to talking to people again. The bus stop, how you doing? At your work, how you doing? Like, It ain't even got to be nothing crazy, because I get it. I'm an introvert too. Sometimes I don't do the small talk. I'm not good at it. I'm horrible. But however, I make it my business to tell somebody they look pretty. I make it my business to say they have a nice smile. I make it my business to say, you know, I hope you have a good day. And that helps me remember that human interaction is so important. Your compliment and what you say, you never know what you're doing for a person. And that also helps you get outside of yourself. So be intentional. That's one thing that I'm learning with mental health, is to be intentional with your actions. Be intentional with your day. Be intentional with the things you want. And that makes it so much better. Set a goal and reach it. Not too many, because sometimes don't overdo it. It's okay to be an overachiever if you can achieve every goal. But in order to just get the ball rolling, set a goal every day. I'm gonna say hi to 3 people. That's gonna help with your antisocial anxiety. Antisocial anxiety? That would help you be less antisocial. So yeah, you can do it. I believe in you. I love you dearly. And if you ever need any more advice, if you ever want me to really just delve into deeper than that, let me know. This sunflower says, I'm drowning. My heart is heavy. Okay. So I understand that. And I believe that you believe in the Most High. And then, you know, the scripture that comes to mind is, put on a garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. The Bible is ancient. And we've grown a time where certain feelings have become words, and it helped us identify it better, because as humans, we need an identity. We need a label to understand life. And the heaviness that the Bible speaks on is depression, and what somebody will call today. Because I know that you are a believer in Christ, that is one of the scriptures that helped me when I feel heavy, when I feel down. And one time I woke up one day and I was just like, you know what? I'm upset. And I'm like, why the heck did you wake up mad? Instantly started practicing gratitude, and was thankful for just, I woke up, I can eat food every day. I got a roof over my head. I drink water. I have clean water to drink. You know, I started listing things, and they may and I'm talking about things that are super basic, that things that we take for granted every day. I have running water. I'm able to brush my teeth. I'm able to take a shower. I got shoes. I got clothes. I started to really start driving that heaviness away, and started really, really honing in on the fact that I'm alive and I got so much to be grateful for. I try to thank God every day for being alive. I try to tell him I appreciate it, because I'm not gonna say life is, woo! It was just a butterfly, but it just like calmed down. Life still is soul crushing, and that's the truth. But I'm so sorry for the wind, by the way, and all the noise, but we're here. When life is weighing us down like that, we gotta take it off. Combat all those negative thoughts, man. Combat it all. Another scripture that comes to mind for me that helps with that heaviness and anxiety is Philippians 4, and I think it's 4 through 9, but I think verses 8 or 9 that says, you know, think on these things. And it's basically telling you to think of all the positive things in this life. I'm probably going to keep saying it over and over again throughout this video. Intentional. You intend to have a good day. You intend to get rid of that heaviness. And I feel like that's what helps. That's what helped me. I'm going to have a good day. I'm not going to let this depression get to me. I'm not going to let this anxiety get to me. And then 9 times out of 10, I'm talking it out with God, or I'm talking it out with whoever I feel like I could trust with. One thing you got to do when you have internal battles is to talk it out with somebody. It's can I talk to you? Can I tell you everything that's on my mind, and be honest? Sometimes I'm a little too honest. About the things that are on my mind. I am. But, however, communication is so important for people that struggle with things internally, because it's all inside. So if you're not speaking, it's going to continue to stay inside, you know? That's why it's important. Words are powerful. Words are so powerful. If you intend to have a good day, you will have a good day. You know, you will. So even with the heaviness, I'm not going to feel this today. What can I do? I remove, like sometimes I physically remove myself from the bed, or I physically remove myself from the situation for a time, and really get out of it, and really just, you know, get rid of it. You know, I gotta get it off me. It's heavy. My heart's heavy. My life feels like this. But just as much as I can complain, I can express gratitude, and I could flip it, reverse it on my Missy Elliott. Like it's a simple tactic, but it's so powerful. You don't realize you feel different until you do it. You're like, wait, I feel better. I feel good. Like, you never realize it until you actually do it. You actually, like, flip it and reverse that thing. Drive that away. And it's gonna take some time. And some days you don't feel like it. And some days you may have to process your feelings and the things that you're feeling. I would never discourage that. I would never say don't feel your feelings. I would never discourage that. But in the case where you have a little bit of strength, combat those thoughts. Remember where you are. Remember who you are. Like, all of it. What I mean, speak it. What I mean, be intentional about that. Like, get it out. Like, get it out. For real. I am a person that deals with a lot of this stuff. So I believe me. If you need me, I am here. Like, I will talk to you. I don't mind. You having a bad day? What's going on? Anxiety? I got you. Depression? I got you. You feel like your mind's gonna explode? I got you. You wanna talk my ear off? I got you. I got all of y'all. I mean it. Let me know. DMs are open. I suck at replying, but if it's an urgent situation, I promise I'll be there. I promise. Last one. So this sunflower said, doing better than where I was 2 years ago. Still learning who to surround myself with, which hasn't been easy because my trust into everyone is in question. I'm just glad I still have genuine people I can call friends. I'm so bad at reading. I'm so sorry. Few things. Congratulations on being better than where you were 2 years ago. And that's good. That's a great start, because though life feels like this, you can still appreciate the fact that you're not where you used to be. You know, it's new battles, new changes, you know, new issues, but you've conquered, or you've made improvement and progressed from the old ways and the old issues that you have. So that was good to start with that. You brought up trust, and I'm gonna say that trust is a hard thing to deal with. When you wear your heart on your sleeve, and loyalty and trust and friendship, when these things hold like a label, you know, they hold like a huge significance in your life. It's the betrayal, and you know, the feelings of being betrayed are gonna weigh on you heavy. When you're family, you're family. When you're friends, you're friends. When we're in a relationship, we're in a relationship. And if you've had multiple times where that has shown that people that you care about is not being as loyal, is not being as trustworthy, that will hurt you. And yes, it will take time to rebuild that trust. It will take time to get back on to get back with it, because it's like, it makes you never want to trust again. I will say it's a beautiful thing to still be able to trust people, because especially if you have reasons not to. And I think you should applaud yourself for that. I think you should applaud yourself for still being able to trust people, because there's a lot of people in this world that trust absolutely nobody. That shows that you still have heart. And one thing that the Bible talks about is, you know, forgiveness. But one thing that I've learned is forgiveness is not just for the person, but it's mainly for you. Harboring unforgiveness, it weakens the bones. It makes it brittle. It makes you angry. I would say even ages you. It makes you bitter. Like, there's so many reasons why forgiveness is important, but 9 times out of 10, the forgiveness is to benefit you. So when you forgive, think about yourself. Think about how it's gonna make you feel better. And the person could have did the absolute worst to you. And believe me, sometimes people, I'd be like, I'm about to spin the block on these, you know, like, I really am, because if I've never been nothing but loyal and trustworthy to you, yes, that's gonna hurt me. Yes, that's gonna hurt me. But however, I'm the one that's carrying that. Bad spot. I always pick a bad spot. I love how chaotic my day gets sometimes. I had to make the executive decision to move inside in the car, you know, because AC, it's just too much, you know. Well, like I was saying, when it comes to things like that, you're carrying the weight of, you know, the feelings of betrayal, you know, unforgiveness, pain, and wanting vengeance. That's all that's weighing on you, and know that is not good for you, or like your mental health. That none of it is good at all. So when you forgive, all of that is released. It's all of it is released, and I mean all of it. And it may sound crazy. It's like, yes, forgive your enemies. Yes, forgive those that hurt you. But it's not really because it's not like they get away with it. It's not. No, it's for you. It's for your mental and emotional well-being. Because holding on to that and harboring that, a little crooked, am I? Holding on to that and harboring that is not good at all whatsoever. Not for you. It's not even about them. It's about you and what's good for you. What's gonna make you feel better. And I have practiced forgiveness over and over and over again. And there's some stuff people have done to me that honestly, truly is not forgivable. Especially after giving them chances after chance after chance after chance after chance. But I feel great because 9 times out of 10, the Most High gonna spin the block for you. Their karma, what they did, especially if they know it's wrong, will get that will affect them. Whether it's, you know, I don't know how it's gonna affect them, but 9 times out of 10, some of that stuff don't go unmarked. And sometimes the Most High will express vengeance or demonstrate vengeance in multiple different ways. I know that. Well, I've heard some people, you know, that hurt my feelings, that hurt me pretty bad. I've heard through the grapevine, you know, how life doing them. And let's just say, I'm not saying that I'm the reason, but you practice forgiveness not because, you know, God's gonna get you your get back or whatever, but you practice forgiveness because it's for your own good. It's for your sake. It's not for them. It's not for them. It's not for them. And then you never want that to change your character. You never want that to take away from who you are as a person. If you are a person that's full of heart and love, keep that. If you are a person that forgives, keep that. If you are a person that trusts and people can trust you, keep that. If you are a person that provides loyalty, keep that. Keep that. Keep those standards. Keep those personality traits, characteristics that make you who you are. Because 9 times out of 10, these things that happen are trying to turn your heart, are trying to change who you are trying to take away the joy, the love, and the positivity that you bring to others. It really does. And it's going to try you. It's going to try you. But it's up to you to deal with those. You know, if you're going to have a conversation with people and let them know, like, this is what's going on and this is how they made you feel, great. But in the case that you don't, because sometimes you don't, make sure you're taking care of you. Make sure you're really being like, all right, what's going on with me? Because the only person that knows you better than you is God, and there's nobody else that knows you better than you after that. So, besides yourself. But check in with you. You got to be like, is it better to let this go? Is it better to release this? Or, you know, if it is, then let it go. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to feel better. You know, it's going to make you feel, you're going to feel lighter, and it won't bother you as much, because holding on to it and carrying it, all you're doing is holding the reminder and harming yourself over and over again. So, but that's my thoughts on just, you know, feeling like, you know, your trust is being broken and loyalty doesn't hold weight anymore. That's my thoughts on that. And then you said, I'm just glad that I have genuine people around that's what I'm saying. Like those things, like like I said, Philippians, good book. Philippians talks about think on these things. And yes, you do have to think about who's there. My mom taught me as a kid. She says, don't worry about who's not there. Worry about who is there. Worry about who does show up, who always is there, who's always ready, who's always gonna have your back, who no matter what, who that's who's there. And that's who you hold on to, and that's who you hold near and dear to your heart. That's what you put in your heart. You remove those that betrayed you, or that made you feel this way, that all that things, all those things that person did to you, and then you replace it with the person that does show you love, the person that does show you loyalty, the person that does, that gives you trust, or that you can trust. That's what you replace with. And then all that forgiveness, it is, it gets easier over time to let it. And I'm not saying like, if you don't let everything slide. Like, do not that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But in the case, for your own good, practice forgiveness. Forgiveness. It's gonna make your skin look pretty. You're gonna look good because you're not holding on to all that stuff. Like, people that are bitter, look how they look. People that hold a big old chip on their shoulder, look how they look. They look goofy. They look silly. So that's my thoughts on the situation. And and I hope it gets better, because and you're dealing with your trauma, because sometimes it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back, where it's like one thing happens, you're like, oh my God, for the past 2 years, people have been on utter BS on me. And then you gotta okay, let me address this, because now everything is so just breathe, and everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be good. There was a bug in here. Why? Everywhere. Last question is for me, and I appreciate you. They asked, how are you genuinely feeling? Are you doing okay? I will say that I feel like I'm definitely trying to, in a pivot in my own life, really taking my own mental health into what am I trying to say? What's the word? Into account. Like, being like I said, being more intentional. The key word today, or the word of the day, or the word of this video, is intentional. One thing that I've learned, that to really combat a lot of mental things that I deal with, is to be intentional, is to set some goals for myself, and focus on and applaud myself for the goals that I do make, and then reward myself in the ways that I feel like I should be rewarded. But most importantly, getting my tasks done, because I want to be a content creator, and I want to really take this thing off, and I really want a lot of different things in my life. But sometimes I have thought about it so much to the point where my mind has become exhausted. And when I get exhausted, I do not perform well. I do not create. I take a step back. I in my head a lot. I feel like I'm not checking in on people as much as I would. What I'm learning is the importance of taking care of myself, so I can pour into others, because I can show up so much for people. But however, in the case that I can't, because I'm not showing up for myself, that's gonna really affect the way that I impact others, and the way that I even take care of myself. Like, if I'm not really checking in with myself, because I'm so focused on checking in on others, I'm not going to be able to give people what they need properly. So that's one thing that I'm learning. I'm learning to be intentional with my days, discipline, time management, dealing with the, trauma, or, old wounds that have, like, especially recently, like old wounds or old ways have, like, not old ways, but I'm like, things that bother me. I'm like, because of new and changes and unfamiliar things, I'm like, oh snap, like, this is really affecting me. And really, I thought I've dealt with it, but sometimes when you're put in the new situation, you know what not to do, but you never practice what to do. So because you've protected yourself from a certain situation or certain places, or things, you haven't been able to put into practice the things you've learned not to do. And so that's what I'm learning, that the new things and the unfamiliar and the new changes are important, because I don't like change. I don't like uncertainty. I don't. But in the times that I need to practice what to do, I have to be put in new things, and I have to be put in uncertainty, and I have to be put into unfamiliar things. And what you would do in these situations, but now it's time to put into practice what to do in these situations. you know, right, that's it, right, you know what not to do, but now it's time to practice what to do. And that's what I'm learning. I really want to be intentional about everything and really be about my business and be in my P's and Q's, because sometimes I'm not always that, and that makes me stagnant, and that makes me upset that I'm still where I'm at because I haven't been intentional with my days, with my times, you know what I mean? And and I'm being fully transparent with you because that's something that I've struggled with. So now I am doing that, and that's where I'm at, and I'm, you know, really taking care of my mental and really being communicate the things that concern me. And you know, with my, you know, for me, it's like, you know, people that I trust, whoever I trust in that moment, I'm talking about it. I'm being, you know, speaking on it, because sometimes life is so hard. It's like life is so hard, and you get caught up with everything. And unfortunately, I'm one of those ones where if I keep looking at the whole entire picture instead of just small details, I will lose my marbles. But also, if I pay attention too long to a detail, I will lose my marbles. So I'm trying to balance a lot of different things in life, and that's just where I'm at. And I'm good for the most part. I'm good. I have my days, you know. Anxiety is something I really struggle with, and you know, I have like scriptures in the Bible, in my phone, you know, that I read every day to really help drive away anxiety, you know, and really be like, calm down. Life is not that crazy. It is, but you can do it and you can deal with it. So that's where I'm at, and I appreciate you so much for asking. I think that's all that I could really say about myself, but I thank you. This was a chaotic little video, I ain't gonna lie. I hope it comes out really well, and if it doesn't, I'm so sorry, because I really want to be able to have these wellness check-ins be really meaningful to you and mean something to you. So I thank you so much for everybody that participated. And you know, next time I do this, you know, I hope that you let me know. I'll put it out there. If you guys want me to speak on some stuff, I will. I promise you I will. And yeah, I want you guys to take care of your mental health, your emotional health, and really be intentional. That's the word, intentional to really drive away the things that are negative, to really drive away the things that don't make you feel good, and face them and address them. Please, it's gonna be so good for you to do that. I love you so dearly. I really do. And I know that when it gets a little colder, I know that it kind of messes with our emotions. And so I will try my best, if I feel led to check in on you guys as the time gets going. But I'm hoping and praying that it'd be the opposite. I hope that the next time we do a wellness check-in, you're feeling better, and myself included. But in the time that you're not, I promise you that I'm here. Just let me know. You can DM me on Instagram. You can tell me in the comments something. Let me know. I love you guys so freaking much. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope the wellness check-in was, I hope the wellness check-in did something for you, and I hope that we all touched on some stuff that, even if you didn't tell me what's going on, I hope that you still felt seen regardless. But thank you guys so much for watching, and God willing, I will see you all in the next video. Bye, shalom, peace. I love you. Bye.